Hello, this is Skate Fillet Podcast episode 104. I am Grant Fiero. This is Michael Medina, as always. We're going to talk about This Week in Skateboarding, which includes Real Surveillance 6 was released on Thrasher, X Games Real Street, uh, Battle at the Barracks 10, obviously some more. The first round 2 battles, actually. Chad Muska. There was a clarification about what's going on with him shoe-wise with Stray and Supra. And a couple other things. So we'll get into it with the real surveillance video that was released, as well as Mike. Uh, Mike, you did the interview, the follow up interview with Davis Torgerson that was released on Thrasher. So we'll talk about the video first, and then go into the interview, and you can tell us about the process or whatever you want to go into about that.
Totally.
But to start off, your thoughts on the video?
I think that everyone absolutely went off.
Okay. Any standout tricks? As Drew would say, sell me on it.
For me,
Although I don't need to be
sell you
sold
on it,
because I
Jay.
love it.
It's definitely like, in my opinion, it's like Jay Brock and Chima at their finest,
Okay.
with like the exact Davis footage that you need. Does that make sense? Like fucking Jay Brock switch tray is just absolutely insane. The one into
Oh
the bank at
yeah.
the end, like, oh my
Yeah.
god, dude. Like, dude, I said it to Davis when I interviewed him. Like, that's got to go down as one of the most fucked up switch trays I've ever seen in the history of skateboarding.
Dude, it's really gnarly.
Like, what the fuck, man? That's unreal. The way that he did it was so badass too.
Dude, those spots be like that type of spot, just any trick, anything into that is so heavy. Like into that big
Right,
of
but
a
he
bank.
totally, and he didn't do like the like swingy one either. Like, he blasted that fucker.
Yeah, it was a solid switch tray. He
Oh hell
stomped
yeah.
it and he was going down that bank.
Oh hell yeah. And
There was
one of my favorite parts is when he has to switch back to forward,
oh yeah.
where he's just losing it, he's losing his switch stance, and he's just like, fuck it. I love that,
So
because I
raw.
mean, we've all been there. We've all absolutely done that exact same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Riding down something, switch, like, fuck it, nope,
Yeah, just I'm over it.
yeah,
Get me
I'm over
comfortable. Get
it.
me
Get me
comfortable
comfortable.
quick.
I'm trying not to die.
Yeah. Yeah, that is that actually is a good point, Mike. It is very relatable.
Hell yeah, it is. That's I like shit like that. Like, another guy that like I really relate to as far as like rollaways is Ellington. That's what I
Okay.
always think of. Like, Ellington like gets so stoked when he lands shit, and like half the time it's like just that perfect amount of sketchy. Like, I love that shit, man.
Yeah, that's sick. That's cool. Um, what about do you have maybe is the switch tray that I mean that's the ender. Would you if you had to choose like
The
one
gap to
favorite
front
trick?
board was fucked up. Chimo gap to front
Oh,
board to
switch.
forward, or
Switch,
switch
right?
front board. I'm sorry. Yeah, like,
Yeah,
to
that
to
spot
go
in
back to
Oz.
forward is insane, dude. It's
Dude, that
insane.
was really
You got
gnarly.
switch front boards, because I think that trick's a fucking nightmare.
I've done them like here and there on a flat bar, but I haven't
Yeah,
done that in forever.
that's
I don't
about
know.
it.
It's like never something I did a lot or like had unlocked
Dude,
necessarily.
that's about the only obstacle I would do it on, is a flat bar, and there's no way I'm going to forward.
Oh, you would always just turn it, come out
Yeah,
regular.
just go back to regular stance. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's funny.
But
Yeah,
nah,
that was
dude. I
super
mean, the whole
gnarly.
thing. Another
Chima's
thing I really
front board
liked
at the
was
beginning too. That rail or did it gap out off of the
the one
rail?
where he kicked out into the
Yeah.
the camera. Yeah, that was
Mhm.
the shit. That was the shit. That spot looked really gnarly too.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say though? Another thing I really liked was I liked a lot of the shit. Chima hard flip over the rail was absolutely insane.
Yep.
Insane. Zion front blunt to fake. He was absolutely fucked up the way that he came out of that. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
he
seeing
comes out
Zion
so
skate in person,
crazy.
dude, the shit that he pulls away is fucking weird. Like, seeing him skate, like, this, like, he lands tricks that you're like, holy shit, how did he do that? And he does it regularly.
Hmm.
It's so sick. I love that
Interesting.
kind of
Yeah, that
shit.
is
I
cool.
love that kind of shit.
You know what's
Another
really
thing I
sick?
really liked is
Go ahead.
Davis switchback one over that gap in Vegas,
Oh
dude. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, like off the roof type thing.
so gnarly, dude. He did that so badass.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't know.
good
There was
point.
a, I don't know. Again, dude, these surveillance videos, I've said it every single time. Like, it's giving us exactly what we want. Like, it's all killer, no filler type shit, you know?
Hmm. For me, I would definitely agree that I'm very psyched on this video. It dropped yesterday. I've watched it more than once already. Um, It's another thing, kind of how you mentioned with Zion and Ishad had that sick heel flip. I always think it's cool how it's like focused around maybe a couple dudes or even one dude, and then they just like put in cameos of other team riders.
Oh, I
That's
love
always
that.
sick. That's
Yeah.
just cool. Gives a nice vibe. Um, I'm trying to think. Stan, I really, really enjoyed Davis's footage.
Oh hell yeah.
Just because I
Switch
think,
Alley King.
yeah, that is true. I think a lot of his tricks, not at all are easy, but I think in a way they're kind of simple tricks. Sometimes they are awkward, like just weird ledge tricks.
Nolly.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. It's a lot of awkward nollie or switch tricks, but they aren't like crazy technical usually. But they're usually done very
Really
well,
well. For
land so
sure.
perfect, but with a lot of style
I
and
agree.
on cool looking different spots, like over a rail. Um, I love the line with the what is it? A switch flip over a bench. I think it's switch back lip and then switch flip a bench, and then does he switch heel the next one and then switch front three on flat? That line was sick. Probably one of my favorite clips is I posted it like I downloaded the whole video to loop it so I could put it on Instagram. Was when he ollied over that table to backside wall ride
That was so rad.
on
He
like
got
that
all four
handball
wheels
wall.
on that fucker, dude. He
So
like
sick.
slapped it and then ollied off.
That was so sick. And he
I
also does
know.
that like ollie to back wall ride on that
I'm so
bump
glad you made that
to
loop.
wall. Yeah, I had to. I was so,
That
and he
that
does
loop shows.
that same ollie to back wall ride on that bump. It's like a bump over flat with the wall, and the way
Mhm.
his knee like sucks in when he ollies out is one of the coolest looking things. I love that. Um, Davis's nollie is incredible. If if you've been on Instagram in the past 24 hours, you've probably seen the battle that has been posted for that, which is super cool. It's crazy to see the amount of speed, how hard it would be to pop off your nose going that fast.
No
Jack
shit.
Olson's switch ollie was really
Yeah,
gnarly over
Jack
that thing.
Switch Ollie was insane.
Yeah, that doesn't need to get overlooked. They're both gnarly. Um, Chima just says, I don't know. I
Oh, it's
feel like it's
cold.
just it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's very good style, and the tricks are done so they just look so cool.
Perfect.
The way he
Yeah.
went frontside and hard flipped over that rail.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's so fucked up that he does frontside tricks over rails. I don't like.
uh,
I don't get that, dude. I don't get it,
uh,
man. Like
I
he'll do a
mean,
backside trick front like alley oop over a rail,
yeah,
and that's just
yeah.
like his mind. It's a mind fuck to
Was it
me.
a switch? Was it backside? It was backside flip right on there. Was like a quick
I'll
bump to
never.
bump spot in
Yeah, yeah,
Australia. That
yeah.
was
I'll
cool
never
looking.
get over the fakey flip that he does. I think it was in propeller, right?
Yeah, yeah, he definitely has a
Oh,
fakey
what the
flip in there.
fuck, dude! I don't understand how he does it.
Um, there was actually a couple of San Diego spots, which was cool because they were
Yeah,
down
you're
here.
stoked on that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked to see like what else they got.
What you were
Cause,
talking to me about, like about the ditch spot that's always wet?
yeah, it's a ditch spot that has been flooded basically like since they came because that's when we've been, as I'm sure most people know, in America, at least California is in like this crazy drought or whatever. So it was dry when they were here, and then we had like, at least for San Diego and Southern California, a lot of rain over the winter.
When you say it's a drought or whatever, does it mean that it doesn't like directly affect you, or that like you're
Oh
just
no,
kind
it
of used
does,
to it
but
by
it's
now?
like, yeah, I guess I'm just used to it because it's
Because like
been happening for
from
so long.
somebody for me, like I'll fucking take 80 showers and drink so much water, and it'll be like 30
Yeah,
once
well,
in a
it's just
month,
like
maybe.
because our state
Oh,
doesn't get enough snow or rain, so then we're like getting water imported from other states. But it's
that's
like it
so
seems
gnarly.
crazy, and it is crazy, but it's just like when you get numb to something. It's like, well, that's just like I've been hearing that for so long. But anyway, we ended up getting like a lot of rain for what we normally get, and that was like kind of right after the real team came to San Diego, so it's kind of the
Mhm.
perfect time for that spot. And it's that bank to wall spot that Davis did an ollie heel back wall ride, and then Justin Brock fakey flip switch wall ride, which both looked super sick. I'm hyped on those clips, and they actually posted photos from the San Diego trip on their website. There's a rad photo of a shot doing kickflip back wall ride in a line. So that was that's both in San Diego. There's that bump to yellow rail that Justin Brock did nose pick.
Oh, nice.
That's also in San Diego. Robbie
I didn't
Brocco did
know that.
front 50 to front wall ride in his surveillance, I
Yeah,
think it
he
was.
fucking yeah. That spot is sick.
And then
You
there's
think
a
it's from the
couple other
same
stuff.
trip?
Yeah, it was. They were all down here.
Oh,
They
that's right.
there's actually another. My friend, there's a pretty famous triple set in San Diego. That Mike you've probably seen. A lot of people be familiar if they saw it. But anyway, it was at the warehouse that my friend works at is literally right next to the spot. and he was leaving at the end of the day, and the real team was lighting it up and saw some stuff go down that is yet to be released.
Oh
So,
shit! Who was it? Who was skating?
there was a couple dudes skating it, but he saw a shot
Who
do it
got
go down.
tricks? Is what I mean.
I think just someone the one that I'm remembering the most that is for sure being saved for something is a trick a Shaw did. But
Ooh,
obviously I'm not going to
okay.
say what it is because I'm not going to
Yeah,
ruin
no,
it.
that's a bitch move.
But
Don't do that.
yeah. No, but yeah, so there's definitely other stuff. And I mean, we've only seen a few of the clips from that trip and they're here for like a week, so I'm sure they stacked
Damn,
a
dude,
lot more
I
sick
feel like
stuff.
we're gonna get something from Rashad, man.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, oh,
Yeah, no shit. Let's hope
believe
it's
me,
the
I was
right thing to say.
psyched on his real street, which we'll get into
Oh,
soon.
hammers,
But
hammers.
to wrap up the surveillance video, I'd say I don't know, definitely watch it if you haven't. It's great skateboarding. It's cool because they're not super long. Not that that's bad because I mean I like long videos too, but
I love it.
it's I don't know. There's just like it's just I feel like it's the editing and the amount of skating in it is just very watchable and enjoyable in one sitting. And it's a cool mix of different skateboarders for sure and styles and trick selections because they all do skate pretty differently.
I think Jay Brock is just enough to watch it in itself.
Dude. Oh yeah, I feel like I didn't highlight any of his tricks. Obviously the switch tray. Mike
Dude
already
went
went on
off,
about that.
man.
The gap to feeble grind and then pop into the bank was really gnarly.
Really fucking gnarly.
That was heavy. The
That
battle for that
the
one was sick too.
50-50 yanking too was excellent.
Yep, on that bump to bar. And then, like I
Excellent.
mentioned, the nose pick was super rad. It was cool to see him because I know Justin was hurt for a little bit. Davis was hurt last year.
Yeah, I like
Um,
seeing Justin Brock footage too.
so,
I'm a big fan. I always
dude,
feel like I have been
he's got
forever
a.
though.
I think he is my favorite front big spins ever for sure.
Yeah, these are gangster as shit.
The
He
way
did it down he did it down the Clementi 4 block in Chicago, which is fucking gnarly, dude. That thing is like an
super long.
ocean long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
holy hell.
fast. Um, Yeah, I don't know. It's like the way he scoops and whips it, where like because he's in his Chronicles 2 part, he does it alley oop over a handrail. Like he comes at it front side and front big spins over it. It's so crazy the way he
That's a hard
scoops it.
trick too.
Like it travels like the other direction than most people's front big, or even like he won't travel. Like he could, I feel like he could front big on flat and not move if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
That's gangster.
Like I like
That's
just it
fucking
stays right
like a
under him.
stationary front big.
Yeah, and he just wouldn't go anywhere. Like he would just land in the
That's
same
fucked.
spot.
Like how people do tray flips and shit.
Yeah.
That's
Just
hard
the
for
way he
me to
scoops
like. What
it
the
is
fuck?
so
How are you doing
sick.
that?
So sick. But yeah, Mike, we can go ahead and get into your interview you did with Davis. It was released on Thrasher. So I don't know if you
Yeah,
want to tell us. You can. I'll just let you talk about it because I don't
dude,
know
I'm
much other than
stoked
the
on it,
fact that I
man.
read it.
I'm
Yeah,
stoked
go
on it.
ahead.
I've gotten really good feedback from it so far, so I'm pretty excited about that. That's basically like we talked about other stuff and little things more in depth than like I really wanted to put out there. Obviously, um, I wanted to talk more obviously about DC and stuff like that. One thing that like obviously for me doing the interview for somebody like the publication like Thrasher or like something else like that. This time it was Thrasher, obviously, but like one thing that like I had never really dealt with from like a journalistic standpoint was like having restrictions on what to talk about. Like
Yeah.
obviously I can't talk about the Trans World video that he dropped earlier this year, or I can't talk about his experience at Battle at the Barracks 10 that just happened because those are direct competitors to Thrasher.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that is
you know
funny.
what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's like I'm not sitting here trying to be the interviewer that's wants to be starting drama or have the guy talking shit about his other company or his previous company or whatever. That's just not my way. Like that's just not my style. Like you know what I'm saying? So when we talked about DC, obviously I left out a lot of things like that just weren't really necessary. Not that there was anything negative at all, because there really wasn't. Like he was just
Yeah.
really stand up dude about the entire thing. It's just I wanted to focus more personally on how hyped he is on New Balance as opposed to like some old shit.
But that wasn't in there, was it?
What?
The New Balance stuff?
Yeah, there's New Balance stuff in. I think
Okay,
actually, did it
that's
make it, or
or is
did it
that
not make it? I
uh
may have not. Honestly,
unless
it
I
may.
somehow just like missed the end of the interview. I don't remember reading that.
No, it may have. Honestly, dude, it may have not even made it.
Okay, so that
If
was my
that's the
next
case, then I
question.
should definitely.
I'm gonna pull
What?
it up right now. But
What?
question was, how did you ask him the questions? Like over what platform?
What do you mean?
On the phone, via email, via text?
My phone broke up. That's why. All right, like the call broke up. That's why I didn't hear it.
Okay, I was saying, how did you do this interview with Davis?
Over the phone.
Okay, so you guys were talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Oh yeah, you're right. It's not. Oh yeah, you're right.
yeah, I was okay, so you did this interview over the phone. I'm guessing you
Rad.
recorded it
Yeah.
and like transcribed it onto text
Damn, I didn't
online.
even notice, dude.
And so did you send this to someone at Thrasher, someone at Deluxe? Like who did the editing? Who
Both,
decided all that?
both
Okay.
Thrasher and Deluxe, dude.
Okay. So, yeah, that is funny that you're just realizing live on air that some questions that you didn't realize got cut. And you said they're relative to New Balance, which I don't even know if you want to talk about this now because apparently I don't know. Maybe they didn't find it interesting or they didn't think it should be out there. I don't know. But you know what is funny about that whole thing is I don't think they've really like he's been out filming with those dudes, but they never were like Davis is on New Balance. So maybe they're making a little welcome video. Mike, can you hear me? Your image is here, but you're not talking. All right. Well, I'm guessing Mike has to refresh real quick and should be back any moment. But definitely check out his interview. It's on Thrasher on the website.
Hey, my bad, dude. Am I back? Hello? What the fuck's happening?